What's good, folks? I'm Real Gibson. This is BJ Griffin. This is another segment of Week 6 of IB Sports. This week, we're going to go into the NFL once again and talk about two 1-3 teams, which are the Cowboys and the Vikings. Also, we'll be giving you our Week 6 picks and just let us know, and we'll let you know what our thoughts are on those. Let's go.
Today we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, one of two topics on the two 1-3 teams that we're going to do today. And the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, they're a great team. I'm not going to lie, they have some good players. They're a great team that makes a whole lot of mistakes, and it's just it's awful watching the Dallas Cowboys play because they shoot themselves in the foot like every week. It's totally ridiculous. Now, they played the Titans last Sunday, and Tony Romo passed for 406 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he threw 3 picks. It's absolutely ridiculous. What do you think about the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, they're sucking the thing up automatically. They need to do better. I don't know why people are picking them to go ahead and win the division, but to me, it's not gonna happen.
A lot of people picked them to go to the Super Bowl.
These guys freaking had 12 penalties for 133 freaking yards.
Ridiculous.
Is that Super Bowl caliber team?
Talk about shooting yourself in the foot.
If that's the case, the Falcons will win the Super Bowl for the next 10 years. Goddamn, how these guys are performing. But yeah, man, they need something. Austin beasted it, you know. He did his thing.
Dallas Austin.
Yeah, but as far as, you know what I'm saying, Romo, you did good on your yardage and touchdown, but if you had just minus the picks, you probably would have won, like, to tell you the truth. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, Dallas Austin. I used to not think of this guy as a #1 receiver, and I mean maybe because I haven't watched him enough. I don't know. I used to not think this guy is the #1 receiver, but watching him last Sunday, this guy, the touchdown catch he had, where he kind of caught the ball at his highest point. He was in double coverage and he caught it over those 2 defenders and then ran in for a touchdown. I was like, Dallas Austin, this guy's ready. You know?
He's ready.
I was really impressed with that. In Dallas, it is just that, I mean, once again, they have great players. Like Felix Jones, he rushed for over 100 yards last Sunday, and their defense is solid. I'm not gonna lie, their defense is legit. And they're just legit all around. They just make way too many mistakes. All the picks and fumbles and penalties. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you know, on the flip side, you know, Tennessee, you know, Chris Johnson, he had a 100-yard game. You know, his first one in a while. You know, and yeah, Dallas. I don't know how many different ways we can say it. Dallas just they need to improve on what they're doing. And you know, you made the Falcons comparison. They are nothing like the Falcons right now because we find ways to win games. Boy, do we find ways to win games. But anyway, we're not gonna get into that. Dallas Cowboys, they need to do better, and we're gonna move on. Now we're gonna talk about the other 1-3 team, and we're talking about these guys because they play on Sunday, you know, coincidentally. But yeah, the Minnesota Vikings. And the Minnesota Vikings played Monday Night Football against the Jets. Now, the biggest thing about the Vikings right now is they just picked up Randy Moss. Very, very smart move by Bill Belichick because the Jets are in their division, to give Moss to the Vikings, because that definitely gave the Vikings a much better chance to win the game. But they didn't. And for the same reason that the Cowboys are losing games, they're losing games because they shoot themselves in the foot like every week. They really mess themselves up. What do you think?
With me, it was a nice pickup. I'm not gonna lie, it was a nice pickup with the Minnesota Vikings for Randy Moss, and they got a chance. They just need to come together, man. Honestly, they look like they were. I knew they threw the Moss a couple of times, but maybe personally to me, I don't know. He seemed like he doesn't. To me, he seemed like he doesn't have that many routes to run yet. Whatever. I wasn't able to catch the first play of the game, but I heard
First play of the game. All right, I'll talk about this. Brett Favre is behind center, and Percy Harvin comes around, and he gets the handoff for the reverse, and then he hands it to, and Moss comes around, and he gets the ball, and Brett Favre goes out on a route, and Moss throws it to Brett Favre, and he gains like 11 yards or so for the first down. Now, Brett Favre was an ineligible receiver down the field, so that play ended up not counting, and they ended up, not getting any points at the drive. But I thought that play was very, very interesting. I thought it was funny because they expect the ball to go to Moss, but it's Moss throwing the ball to Brett. I mean, I thought that was real funny. But as far as how well Randy Moss played or how well he did, I think he was covered real well by Dominique Cromartie.
Yeah.
I think not Dominique, Antonio Cromartie. Yeah. And I thought the coverage on him was real impressive. Randy Moss did have some big plays, like the touchdown catch he had towards the end of the game. But with that being said, let's get into Brett Favre. Oh man, like now
did he make his? My fault. Did he make his He made his 500 last night, right?
Yeah, his 500. His 500. Was it pass?
Pass, touchdown pass, I think.
Well,
not touchdown pass, but
completion. His 500 completion. And while he made a lot of great moves, shaking off defenders and completing passes downfield, he really Brett Favre, he always makes that critical mistake at the end of the game, when the game's on the line. He'll always throw that pick, and this time it went down for 6 points. Yep, it was a pick six, and I was just like, Brett, it happens every time with this guy, and he, in that respect, I think, well, not me personally, but a lot of people will say that Brett Favre is, well, maybe not a lot of people. I used to think Brett Favre was a little bit overrated because he made so many mistakes, and he actually has the record for the most picks and the most fumbles. By the way, he fumbled the ball twice in that game. Once when he was handing the ball off to AP, and I was just like, man, that's crazy. So he should really clean that up. But I mean, at this point, he's 40-something years old. He's played all these games. He's pretty set in his ways and what he's going to do on the field. So you kind of have to expect that end of the game pick or whatever you're going to get from Brett Favre. And Vikings defense, their defensive line, just they're usually outstanding, but the Jets offensive line was just
LT had a
better. LT, this guy, everybody thought he was washed up, and he comes out and he's just hitting the hole like he's always hit the hole, and he's been fantastic. So that's Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings and the Cowboys are going to play each other.
Somebody will be 1-4.
Yep, somebody's season will be going down the drain, and that'll be an interesting matchup. Look to see who we pick to win that game in the picks that are coming up next.